Greetings, Captains. This is Esper W. I am back on here to show you a couple of things with the Admiralty System. People have questions about the Admiralty System. How does it work? What's the best way to utilize it? It's still fairly new in game, but there's still lots of things we can learn from it. I've loaded up one of my newer characters who doesn't have quite all the perks that all the others do yet, so I thought it would be easier to show you how to do things with her than it would be to do one who has everything unlocked already. So this is one of my newer characters, Ginevra, and as you see here, oops, I have not really done much with the Admiralty. These are all ones because I had already claimed the very first go around, the 1 of 10 items. The Federation, Romulan, and Ferengi all had the ones, so I went ahead and have already done those. But if you notice, when you first start out with your Admiralty, there are 3 open slots. The rest are opened up depending on various things. One requires that you have had a Gamma recruit, so if you miss that event or haven't completed it yet, you won't be able to unlock that one. That would be a 10th slot. Others are progress 1 campaign to tier 3, 2 campaigns to tier 3, 1 campaign to tier 5, 2 to tier 5, and complete 1 to 10. So at max, without a Gamma recruit, you can open up 9 separate missions. Each one has different bonuses depending on what happens when you complete it, and there are 2 actual completions. There's the level completion, which goes from 0 to 10, and once you hit 10, you're maxed out on that, and you won't get anything else. And the other is the actual tour of duty, which are individual missions that will pop up here randomly. It is possible to have the tour of duty completed 10 of 10 before you hit level 10 in the actual Admiralty. Actually, I've done that once or twice. Sometimes it takes more depending on, because these are all randomly generated, so they're not like in a certain order and will appear when they do. The tour of duties go in order, so you can't get like tour of duty 3 when you'd only have tour of duty 1 or tour of duty 0. Like I said, I've already completed 1 on this one. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a couple of things, but maximizing. First of all, claim all ships. This is the first and hardest thing, actually. Once you get up, do not dismiss any ships when leveling up. Keep all the ships until you hit level 52, which is when the Admiralty System takes effect. What will happen when you first hit 52, all the ships that you currently have will already appear in here under the Admiralty tab, under the ship roster. So every ship you have already claimed will already be here. Notice I have quite a few. Most of these are actually all of these are free ships. There's a couple of ones that I've actually purchased, for example the 31st century ships, which I highly recommend if you don't have any other ships. The bundle is fairly inexpensive. Basically it's if you buy all 3, it's I think 6,000 Zen, but these are all great ships for the game. They are also great for your Admiralty cards. Let's see. Oh, 2 more things I wanted to talk about before we really get into it for Admiralty cards. There are several places that will give them. One is on the Phoenix packs. Your rare one will give this one, the VSS Tanis, which is right here. And if you notice, its stats are 53 engineering, 39 tactical, 43 science, with an 18-hour cooldown. But its special ability is plus 50 all when alone. This ship will complete almost every single tour of duty up to 8, I think, just by itself. So this ship is highly, highly, highly recommended. It only takes a rare from a Phoenix pack, and they run Cryptic runs that many times during the year. I personally think they do it when the Zen exchange starts getting way too high. You'll notice it a little bit more often to help bring the price down. But that's one excellent ship that's totally free. And matter of fact, when they're running the Phoenix event, you get one of these free per day, or for one free box, excuse me, that will open up and will give you a random, and the chance of getting a rare is pretty high. So it's very easy to get these, and that's an excellent, excellent, excellent Admiralty ship. Also, while the Phoenix event is running, every time whichever character claims that prize per day will get one of these one-time use, which is what this first, the 1X in parentheses stands for. Meaning, if I use this ship, it will be used and goes away. Thus it says consumed on use. Versus this one, which was actually given away, I can't remember when it was actually given away. I think the first time we did the special mission for the Phoenix event, and it was a free one. So with this account, I actually can claim this particular one on all my characters, old or new. Its special thing is ignore all event modifiers, which I will go over here shortly. But still, these are free because I claimed or used some of them, of course. But that's another useful ship. Another free one actually is this one, the USS Sally Ride. It's actually available. I will see if I can do this. The galaxy map. Whoops. The Narendra system right here. You can actually fly there at any level, and the Sally Ride is actually like right down here somewhere, right near one of the planets. And once you get within range, all you have to do is hail them. There's a short little dialogue, and then you will get that ship for free. So there's another free one with not bad stats, especially with Klingon and Romulan characters who are low on science. This is a great science ship. So not only does it have 79 base in its stats for science, it's also plus science, 20 science for any other ship, not a small craft. So that's another free one that you can actually get. There's one other thing from the low-buy store under ships and hang on, gotta remember where it is. Devices. Under devices, Admiralty System Booster Pack cost 5 dilithium, or 5 low-buy, excuse me. And matter of fact, I've got enough, so I'm going to buy one. And that's supposed to give you 3 more pass tokens. And then it stands a random chance of getting one of the 1X use ships. If you'll notice, I did get the 3 pass tokens, but I did not get... Let's see if I did. Nope, I just received the 3 pass tokens. So my random luck is as good as usual, which means very low. But still, that's one way to get pass tokens, which I'll explain here now. All right, each one of these, technically you want to get them all to 10 eventually, because once you do, they will actually give you a gold ship. As a matter of fact, I'll pull that up here on one of my other characters here in a moment. But once you hit level 10, you'll receive another free Admiralty ship that's gold, which is here at the bottom. Notice I don't the assimilated cruiser, I think, was another one that was a promotion. No, I don't know anymore. I think that was promotion. This CUV Tane is there's one of the missions that you can receive it, and as a matter of fact, there's another mission where you can receive the T5 Wells. I can't remember it all. I think it's in the Delta Arc. Or the... Actually, no. I think it is in Future Proof. Yes. Of course, with the new system, I can't actually look. It was one. I think it was Time and Tide has the option for that one. And actually, it's just one of the rewards. And I think it gives some pass tokens also, but it gives you one of those gold ships. And so those are always nice to have. But now what I'm going to do, there is a program I use that I have found, and I will actually have links to where you can find it on the internet. It is called the STO Admiralty System Optimizer. It is created by Intrinsical. I've been using this for over a year. It is an awesome program to help you with your Admiralty. And I'll be going over it. You can actually set it up. Notice I already have a lot of characters, but I'll be setting this character up so you can see how to use it. Because this is a very, very, very good program. You don't have to guess it. Okay, which ship is the best to here, here, here. It's like, okay, well, this will do it for you. And actually, there's Windows positions. I usually dock it onto the right side, and then I'll hit the other one here, which will actually locks it in, and then I'll sort of scoot it over just a little bit. All right, and since I do not have this character yet on here, I will create a new Admiral, and it will create a new tab. You just come down to it, you rename to, what faction are they? She is Klingon. And I'm going to, you can prioritize the active ships or the one-time use ships. I just go ahead and prioritize the active ships. Notice there's nothing here, nothing here. So what we have to do, I have to minimize this real quick. And then I can bring it back up. Is first thing you have to do is add the ships. This is the most time-consuming thing on here, but you've got to do it to have ships. So we will go here. The primary ships are the ships you will always have. These are basically the ones that do have cooldowns. Now the one-time ships you will actually place here, so when they're used, they will go away. So ships, all right. And it has prioritized all the Klingon ships. If I had set her to Federation, it would have the Federation. If I had set her for Jem'Hadar or Romulan, and then you can choose which faction you're on, it will pull up just the ships that they have available, not all the ships. Thank goodness, that's a lot of ships. But you just go down here and click. And I find this easier, especially the first time, is if you press and hold the control key, you can select multiple ships. So I'm just going to go down the list. General's Chariot. That one. Now the gold ships are at the bottom. These are prioritized, common, uncommon, rare, very rare, ultra rare, and epic. You have a filter here. You can change it to modify it from there if you wanted to. But and you can choose specific roles, specific tiers, or the rarities here. So right now I'm just going to go down and I'm going to move that a little bit. Alright, see, nope, here's my Phoenix ship. So I will add it. And by pressing the control, it allows me to select multiple things at once. So even though they leave the screen, they are still selected. So if you accidentally click without holding the control, it will erase all but the one you have selected. So be careful. Alright, I have a Burrell. I have the Broth. I have that one. I have that one. I'm just going to choose one or two more real quickly so that you can see how it loads it up. Alright, so now I have ships to use. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and load up the gold ships. And notice here are all the ships available in game. Alright, so I have the Assimilated, I have the Tane, I have the Sally Ride, and the Tennis. Now, some of these other ships are available through missions or through hitting the tier 10. The IKS Hague is when you hit tier 10 in Klingon. I think the Standi was one from a mirror event. So if you had that mirror event, you should be able to reclaim that one. It will probably be going to a Phoenix prize pack one day, but not yet. Quark's Triumph is actually, I think, when you hit tier 10 of the Ferengi Alliance. Odo's, I think, is when your Jem'Hadar hits all the requirements, which I think is the three, getting 3 of these to level 10. You can get Odo's flagship. The USS Pasquette is from the mission that I said earlier. The Rhode Island is actually when you hit tier 10 into Federation. The Zendinia is from the Romulan. And this one I do not know yet. I don't have it on any of my characters, so it may have been a special event that I missed. Or it could be unlocked some other way. I'll find out one other day. So I've gone ahead and added those ships. Alright, and actually I'm going to add a couple of my one-time ships. Phoenix. Oh. When you click the one-time ships, all the one-time ships are only T5 and above, or tier 6, excuse me. There are no anything else. So I will do small craft because there's that one. And here's the bad thing about the one-time ships. You can only click one at a time. So if you noticed earlier, I have 2. 1, 2. So I have to click it, select OK, click it again, select OK. But then that way you can load up all of your 1X ships. These are optional. If you're on an account that has very few ships, you probably want to add these. If you're on a account that you've been playing for a long time and you do not need a lot of the 1X ships that you'll receive, you can, again, these are optional. And you can actually prioritize it to where anytime it comes up, one of the missions come up, it will actually grab from this list first and then this list. I prefer to do this one, and then if something's missing, to let it fill in from the one time. Alright, now let's go to the assignments. Alright, you can actually choose 1, 2, or 3 assignments to load up at a time. And then you can keep repeating it. I am actually going to do some from the Klingon to get it up to level 1. I will choose this one. So right now I'm just going to do one assignment. It's called Establish Blockade of Suspected Enemy Supply Lines. Easiest thing to do is just click here and start typing. And if you notice, it says, this one says Establish Blockade of Enemy Supply Lines. This one says Suspected. So there are multiple missions that all start with similar, like this Escort Colonial Convoy. Then you have many different types. So once you get part of it, you can just hit the down arrow and go through, and that's the one I want. All right. Then the event details is right here. This here's the requirements for this mission. It requires 65 engineering, 25 tactical, 25 science. The event will add plus or minus to certain things in the critical rating depending on what it is. Some are good, some are bad. I know there are some that gives like plus 50 to everything, so it makes it really difficult to complete. But for the same thing, you just start typing. So dilithium dust is actually the first D. So it appears there automatically. And then I'll hit tab. Next is your critical chance. This is totally optional. I normally put it on 10%, and I just hit the right arrow twice. You can move it with the mouse, so whichever way you want to go. And then hit plan assignment. And it will actually tell me which of the ships from the ones I have selected is the best to complete this mission. So if I use these two ships, the mission calls for 65. This will give it 70. It calls for 25 tactical. It'll give me 30. On science, it's 35. I'll have 41. For the critical, it wants 27. This will give it 29. So if I hit plan, and this is why I move this over a little bit. So when I hit select, I actually get to see my ships a little bit better. And I have a very good mouse that allows me to scroll very quickly up and down. So I'll do detain. And if you'll notice, detain by itself will complete all the options. So I don't have to have the shuttle. The reason it wants the shuttle is right here, the critical chance. Notice it says 8%. But I'm at 100% on my success rate, so this mission will probably be successful. The critical chance is just going to give you bonuses. So if I click that and I do the shuttle, I am now at 10%. And you notice it went up just a little bit here on the totals. Begin the assignment. And there we go. It's just that simple. Alright, for everyone else, if you have these missions, investigate last known location of lost warriors, High Council delegates. There are several of them, and if you'll notice, the assignment results, it says special item. Well, if you notice, you can see a ship. This is what confuses a lot of people. If I were to run this mission and it completes successfully, I stand the chance of getting one of the one-time use ships. A lot of people see it and say, and will go, "Oh, you have claimed a whatever type of ship," and this can be any ship. This can be, it should be Klingon for Klingon, Federation for Federation. It should stay the specific one for you. You shouldn't see unless it's a universal ship, in which case you might get one of those. But that's what these are. These were all Admiralty ships. These are not actual ships that you can fly. When this first came out and people were receiving these, they were looking, "Oh, where's this ship? Where's this ship? I can't find it. I want to fly the ship." It's like, that's not your ship. It's just an Admiralty card, a one-time use Admiralty card. So it disappointed a lot of people the first time they actually got it. All right. Actually, I'm going to keep these right now. But here's the big one you want to look at. Is, for example, this one will use 320, or you will get 324 XP for the Klingon when you complete it. This will do 450, 552. They're all various mission types. Generally, a common one, like this one, will have very low requirements. Uncommon, the requirements get a little bit higher. Matter of fact, I'm going to pass on this one because I have pass tokens. I will pass on this one because I want to bring up the very rare. Notice the requirements for this are very high. And then with the event, it's adding plus 40 to the engineering, so it's already at 90, so it will be 130 for the engineering. It will be 200 for science. Matter of fact, I'll hit plan. Notice it, the little energy things here at the side are showing that, hey, this has a higher requirement. So that's something to look out for. It's like, well, wait a minute, I don't have a ship that high. Well, I'm going to, just to show you how it works, the Phoenix, which removes all event modifiers. Notice they went away. So these requirements just got a little bit easier to get. So that's the nice one about all of these that have that remove an event. There's a lot of ships that will remove just one. For example, those 31st century ships. The engineering one will remove all engineering. The tactical will remove the tactical. The science will remove the science. So those are very useful ships. Again, in the Admiralty, just to help relieve some of the strain of getting to this. I don't have all my ships loaded up, so I can't really do that mission because I don't have a ship high enough to do any of these loaded right now. So actually, I'm going to click off of that. But that's pretty much the way it works. And it's, again, it's fairly simple, and with the Admiralty System Optimizer, it makes things so much easier in planning these assignments. I can load up one character fairly quickly. I'm going to choose just random. Actually, that character completed everything. But you notice I have 68 ships on this one. I've actually won a bunch of one-time ships that I've not added in because I have so many primary ships on that character. And that's one thing you need to be careful of, especially once you start getting into multiple characters. I've done this before. I'll start up the program, and it will always start at the top one. And I'll be on a different character. It's like, oh, I'll start putting in my assignments and clicking them, and then find out, oh, wait a minute, I don't have that ship. Why don't I have that ship? Oh, it's because I only have it on that character, or it's a different faction. So you definitely want to make sure that you keep it clicked on the captain that you're currently using. Some of the better missions are these colonial missions. They will give you colonial duty officers, which are hard to come by sometimes, which will be like the passengers. I currently have none on this character. Let's see if I don't have any yet. But it will put them in a little box that you can keep. As a matter of fact, I'm going to swap over to another character that has almost everything unlocked. This character is actually Federation. Okay, notice I have some missions already running for him. I'll collect. And that's the nicest thing about these. It will allow you to level up really quickly. This is the tour of duty assignments. These have actually very high XP for the individual campaign and a lot of experience points. So, which actually go up to what your captain is earning. So, that makes these really nice. Also, I should have shown you a while ago, each of these has a daily bonus. So I don't know if it's 20 or 24 hours without using it, it will automatically go up to where the first mission you claim under that particular one will give you a bonus. Matter of fact, I think it's a 2x bonus. So before you click anything, always make sure that the ones you have loaded, like this one's Klingon and this one's Federation, based off the symbols in the upper right-hand corner. So if I had more loaded up, if this one has higher experience points for the campaign, definitely choose that one first before you choose another one. Well, matter of fact, this one's about to end, but you've also already gotten the bonus for that one. Generally, I think it's by the time you get to level 5, most of these will be unlocked. I'm still working on getting one campaign to tier 10 and 3 campaigns for tier 10 for the Gamma Recruit. This is my Gamma Recruit. So if you notice right here, maintenance, these are some of the ships I just put in missions a while ago. So now they have to wait for their cooldown to end before they are reusable. So generally on most characters I will do once a day as part of my daily maintenance. So I will go in and just click them and set them up. Sometimes it may be 2 or 3 days till I get around to it. But again, this is a very, very good place. Now, matter of fact, let me pull this one up for this character. One thing I didn't show you a while ago, when you, I'll do it here in a second. Well, actually, these were all the ships that were currently going, and most of these now are in the maintenance section. Notice it says maintenance ships. So these ships are unavailable, and these ships are still available. Matter of fact, I'll go back to Ginevra because one thing I just now thought of that I should have. In the missions. Alright, once you've completed the assignment and you've clicked go, deploy ships and active ships assigned, and it will should be these 2 ships. If you go back to primary ships, those 2 ships have now moved from the left side active ships to the right side maintenance ships. These ships are now no longer available for the next mission. So once you're done and those ships are completed and they're off of maintenance, you can either select individually and move it back over to the active ship, or you can hit the top one and will remove all of them, and then you can move them all from active to maintenance. And sometimes, like a while ago when I said, hey, I only need this one ship for this mission, I didn't have to do the shuttle. I just double clicked it and moved it back over there. Sometimes what it says, you may want to go ahead and not deploy the ships. You just come back over here and you'll just double click it and manually move it over. So now this one would not be available if I were to choose another. Matter of fact, let's pull up another mission. The big thing I always look at is how much XP am I going to receive from the campaign. I don't care as much. Once you hit level 10 on these, you won't be able to go any higher. So 10 is max, similar to like R&D when it hits 20. It's like, okay, well, there's nothing more to advance. So I try and look for the high campaign ones first until I hit 10. And then after that, you want to look for the high experience points to give you experience points for your captain. Because every time you roll around once, or roll around, you'll get a specialization point. Matter of fact, rewards. Actually, I'm going to skip a lot of these missions. I'm hoping it will come up with... there we go, the tour. There we go. I wanted to do the tour because this is something special on these. Alright, Klingon Empire. So, usually KL, and then 1 of 1. And if you'll notice, it goes 1, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Generally, I just hit K, let it get to the top one, and I'll scroll up and down for whichever one I need. Well, this one I only need 1. Pirate Raiding Party. So, Pirate Raiding Party, which is the first one. There's another one called Pirates right underneath it. I have made that mistake once or twice where I left it on Pirate Raiding Group when it said Pirates. And so that can cause issues with your criticals. But I'll go ahead and plan that. Notice the requirements are fairly low. I keep everything on the 10%. If you do the 0% crit chance, it doesn't work as well. I have found 10% seems to be a better place to put it. So here's the ships it recommends. So I will do... where is it? I should have it. Oh, there we go. Just didn't scroll down enough. And again, like I said, here is this. I will choose that. And that gave me 100% at 13% crit chance. Sometimes it will actually add a ship here that will lower your crit chance because you have it set at 10. So you can ignore that as needed. So I will begin that assignment, which has a 20-hour cooldown. I will hit deploy ships. And now it moves them from the left side to the right side. You can actually set multiple missions, up to 3. My monitor is set at 1920 by 1080, so if you notice the 3 assignments, you actually have to scroll up and down in order to get to the third one. So I generally will only do 2 per when I have the slots available. Let's see, I think, all right, with the exception of the Gamma and the Tier 10, by the time you get to Tier 5 and 2, you will have most of them unlocked. So it doesn't take a long time to actually unlock most of these. So because you will get lots of experience and it will wrap pretty quickly. I will do one more. Actually, I'll choose... Okay, I want some more I need colony people. You can either run the DOF mission, or if you get lucky enough to find one of these. So, escort colonial convoy through Republic space. Rogue the lithium asteroid, and leave it at 10. Plan. These are low missions, why I have not added in all the ships yet. And the fighter. Now, this fighter is actually a C-store ship. Not a lot of them, but there's several that have this +10 to all stats per any ship. So, it's adding +10 for this one and +10 for this one, so a total of +20. Because neither one of these are small craft. So these the Tojo fighter and the Delta are both give that bonus. As a matter of fact, I think, I'm going to look real quick at small craft. The Delta Flyer does the plus 10. Can't remember if it shows the cart. Nope, it does not do the Admiralty cart. But the Delta Flyer definitely has the plus 10, and I think the Stalker also does plus 10. The others do not. They give really high crit chances. Or either that, or they do like these 25% maintenance. So that would help out. So if you had one that was like 10 hours of maintenance, it'll take that down until 7.5 hours of maintenance. The General Chariot, this is the vet. If you subscribe for, I think, it's either 400 or 600 days, I think, you can get this one, or the lifetime. Well, the only option now is the lifetime. This is the free shuttle you get for KDF. Notice it gives the five times critical rating from all stats, so it's very useful. But that's it for Admiralty. Very easy, and like I said, I will include the link for the program. The Admiralty System Optimizer. Again, this is a very, very, very useful program I have found, and it makes, I can usually fill up a character in about 5-10 minutes, versus before, when I try to use this, like, you have to try this ship. Okay, well, it gave me this. Now I need this. Now I need this. Wait a minute. This is too high. This is too low, and this makes just it really easy to go pick and choose and go. Well, I hope this has helped you out a little bit in the Admiralty, and so I will see you next time.